Hey guys, we are back for Bandcamp Dailies number 52, and it was a very hot day today. Extremely hot. It's still hot right now. It's almost 90 degrees in the room here, which is over 30 degrees Celsius. I have my fan going, but it's only on speed 1 because I don't want it to interfere with my microphone. And there's currently a bit of a thunderstorm going, and it's windy, so I had to close the door and the window almost all the way. So it's very hot in here. You know, I had an idea earlier that maybe I should do this episode shirtless, just as a joke, because of how hot it was. But I figured, no, that would be too graphic and too unsettling. There was just a flash of lightning there. And, plus, my girlfriend might not be able to control her desires if I were to do a full shirtless episode, right? Right? No, of course not. So we have a couple listens today. We have See You Later and we have Caffeine Crash. These are first two tracks from the Cora Canning album, Choice Trinkets, I believe. So let's click on it. So we've already done a video about Caffeine Crash. However, I just checked and we did not isolate the instruments. So I'll just give you a little bit of a refresher. This is going to be a short epi, little short epi. As always, I say that, but it never is. But I'm going to try and make it a little short. We only have 2 songs. They're very short. So the nature of this album, this is yet another one of those. This is Dave and I, Cora Canning. This is Dave and I. And so this is yet another one of those free jazz albums that is completely improvised, nonsensical, and randomly arranged. And so why did I say that? Oh, yeah. Normally for these types of albums, we isolate the instruments. We go into Reaper and we isolate the instruments so we can get a little better idea of what's going on in terms of the music, because it's just all nonsense going on at the same time. So it makes it better, a little more interesting you can become more familiar with the songs by isolating the instruments. But for Caffeine Crash, we never did that because what I forgot about, I don't have it organized very well for this album. And so I still haven't got it. I think I have a spreadsheet on my old Windows XP computer that lists the track list because it's all randomly arranged and the track list is random too. And so I don't know what the track list is. And I'm not going to go into it again. I talked about it in the previous episode. However, I did figure out which track Caffeine Crash is and also See You Later. So we are going to isolate the instruments on these 2 songs. First of all, we're going to listen in Bandcamp, and then we will go into Reaper and isolate the instruments. And then that's going to be it for the episode. So a little shorty of an episode. Shorty of an epi. Okay, so I'll give you just yet another refresher. So Dave and I recorded this album. It's all improvised. We each split all the instrument duties in half. So every song has a drums track. So we each did half of those. There are 81 tracks, by the way. And each track has 2 guitars. We each split all those down the middle as well. And then each song has either a keyboards track or a vocal track. So Dave did the vocals, I did the keyboards. And it was all randomly arranged. So none of the instruments know what each other is doing. And that is the fun part of these albums. And just a reminder, Dave and I did the artwork. I believe the black was, I think, like a couch or something, Dave's couch or something like that. And he cut Choice and he drew this and he cut it out of paper and put it on top of the couch. And then I drew this Trinkets business on a piece of paper and I imported it into his photograph that he took. So that is our dual tag team artwork. Okay, so this is Caffeine. Tonight's not a popcorn night because the songs are very short. So I just figured, whatever. I'm not going to have popcorn. So this is Caffeine Crash. Well, no. Should we even listen to this? Because we might as well just listen to it.
Fucking blast beats. What the fuck am I trying to do here? Like that shit?
Yeah. Also, every song has a sample at the very beginning. This is Dave and I. These are our candid conversations in between recording the album. So for a bunch of the songs, we recorded video. So Dave had his phone recording video for both of us. And when we weren't actually recording, we were just talking to each other. But the video, his phone was still picking it up because the video was just recording the video nonstop. And so it was Dave's idea to, hey, what if we just, cut out some clips from our candid conversations that are occasionally, well, we laugh at it all the time. And so let's make those the samples. And that's what we did. And this is the most infamous sample. Well, I already talked about this in the previous Caffeine Crash video. It's very funny. I went over the entire story. And I showed the unedited video. There's a word that I wanted to say. Not elongated, but like the full video of where the sample came from. So Dave was recording drums, and he was screwing around, and it made me laugh really hard. And the sample is the aftermath of his drums recording. You should check that out in the previous video. It's very funny.
Fucking blast beats. What the fuck am I trying to do here? Like that shit?
All right, good stuff. I really like that song. That's me on drums. I believe I'm doing one of the guitars. I think Dave's doing another guitar, and then I'm doing the keyboards, I believe. I think we discovered that in the previous episode, how it was mostly, the song was almost all me, but Dave did one of the things. I mean, I could check. Should we just go straight into Reaper and we'll isolate yeah, there's only 2 songs. I think I have it. No, I do have it on the right track. Perfect. Okay, so here it is right here. I'll be able to see. So yeah, I'm on the drums. Dave's, RD. So right, Dave guitar, left, Chris guitar, and then C keys, Chris keys. My name's Chris, by the way. Nice to meet you. If you didn't know by now, my name is Chris. Yeah, so let's isolate the drums. Here's the kick. All right. Apparently when I was, I don't know, like when I was born, around that era in the 80s, Christopher was the most popular boy's name. I knew so many Christophers at my school. Should I try and list them all off? Well, my best friend was named Chris. And then there was this guy who lived near me who was named Chris. And then there was one of the bullies at the school was named Chris. Another of the bullies was named Chris. There's probably more, but oh yeah, there was another Chris too. Actually, no, there was a Chris in my previous city. Anyway, I'm not going to list all the Chris's that but I think what the point I was trying to make was that it used to be a really popular name, and I feel like you don't hear the name anymore, really. Like, do people, I guess, well, it's a religious name. If I remember correctly, it means like with Christ or something like that. So yeah, I feel like the name Christopher is not as common anymore. Anyway, let me know in the comments if your name is Chris. Yeah, so it's a very fast blast beats at the first half of the song. This is why I called it Caffeine Crash, because the first half of the song is very fast on drums, as if you were high on caffeine or something. And then you have the caffeine crash right around here where the drums get very slow. And also the music part is very laid back. I guess we're going to hear it, but it's laid back throughout the entire song. But, once the drums slow down as well, it really gets into sort of a Caffeine Crash kind of vibe. So I really like that song title. Okay, so let's do this. We also have to center the guitars. I'm just going to do all of them because I forget which ones fuck. I did not mean to do that, but whatever. I guess we have a gigantic zoomed in one. Okay, so what is this turquoise one? It's this one right here. All right, so this is one of the guitars. Hey, maybe I should do that all the time now. We'll zoom in and we'll highlight whatever track we're listening to. Hey, that was a happy accident right there. Okay. Yeah, this is Dave, by the way. Yeah, this is Dave's guitar. Oh my God, that's so cool. For this, like the beginning part where he's just sort of, it's almost like he's palm muting the chord or whatever. But then once he changes the chord, and when he changes it here, that part in the song is like in my brain. It's etched into my brain. When I think about this song, that is an integral part of the song. So it's cool to hear it along with the rest of the guitars. Oh, not there. Yeah, that's so cool. I don't think for this album especially, I have not isolated the tracks, so this is all new to me. Wow, that was really cool. All right, so let's listen to, I'm trying to think what the other guitar track, just by listening to it in my head. I'm trying to think what it would sound like. I can't really think. I know how the keyboards sound. All right, so let's do the my guitar. This is LC Git. LC Git. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's this makes sense now. Oh man, this song is so awesome. I love this song so much now. Oh my God, isolating the instruments is so cool. These two guitars go so well together. I didn't realize how well together they went. Oh my God. So cool. Okay, now let's listen to the keyboards. I'm trying to think how the keyboards would sound. Yeah, I can't picture them exactly, but C keys, right? Okay. Yeah, so I did the keyboards, and if I remember correctly, I hooked up my my echo pedal to the keyboards. So at times there are echo effects going on. Yeah, so I'm not hitting every single note that you're hearing. I had the echo pedal engaged, so you can make some really cool sounding stuff with the echo pedal. This song is just, it came together so well. It's randomized, so you never know how the songs are going to sound until they're arranged. And so at times you get songs like this where it sounds like it all goes together so well. And I mean, you might not think so, but I think so. I think this song is really cool. So that was definitely a thumbs up. Other times there's a lot of clashing going on, obviously, because it's all improvised and randomly arranged, and none of the instruments know what each other's doing. So there's a lot of, everything clashes. There's a lot of clashing. Did I say clash enough? But yeah. All right, so one song down. Let's go to the next one. This is See You Later.
I was just like, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so we did not videotape the entire, like, every song. We only videotaped, like, I'm not going to talk about, I don't know how to say this without describing the entire album again. We didn't videotape everything. So some of these, like, I don't have video footage of this specific sample, so we're not going to look at that. But I do remember, wait a minute, maybe we do have video footage of this. Well, obviously, we do have video footage of this because the samples came from the video. How stupid am I? Yeah, I mean, okay, well, I forgot about that. But I'm not going to show it because I don't know where it is. I'd have to sift through like 2 hours worth of video. And we're not going to do that on video here. But I will tell you what Dave was talking about. So that's mostly Dave talking. And I think I only said, yeah.
I was just like, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the guy who says, yeah, that's me. And then Dave was the other guy. He was talking to me about, I think he went to a concert. And I guess he lost touch with the people who he went with, I mean. Does that sentence make sense that I just said? He went to a concert with some people.
I was just like, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And then something happened. That was not a very good description of his sample, but he went to a concert. There you go. There's your synopsis of our conversation, of Dave's story.
I was just like, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I really like this song too. This song it's very sort of downbeat, and almost sad sounding, almost indie rock sounding. Another one of those songs that all the instruments went together very well. So that's Dave on the drums, and I think I'm doing everything else. I'm doing both guitars and the keyboards. There's keyboards, so it's obviously me. We talked about Annoying Guy at a Party in a previous episode, and Dave does vocals on that one. All right, so I have it written over here what it is. I guess I can tell you. Yeah, so I mean, this is what I was trying to avoid talking about. So the album was recorded in 5 or 4 different chunks. The chunk 5 is the last song 81. So you can ignore that. But there are 4 chunks. Each chunk has its own tempo. So all the songs from chunk 1, for example, from one chunk, were randomized with each other, and then all the songs from 2 chunk were randomized with each other. So all the songs, all the instruments had to stay within their own chunk when they got randomized because of the tempo, because we were listening to a click track that had a specific tempo. And so you had to keep everything within its own tempo. And so I have it written down what See You Later is. It's in chunk 2, and apparently it's the 14th track. Okay, so first of all, let's close. And then let's open this. And let's try and do this properly. Okay, so here's 14. Let's zoom out a bit. Once again, let's turn off the grid. Yes. We also used the echo pedal on the guitars, and Dave also used it on his vocals. We did not use it on the drums, but the echo pedal is just an amazing invention. Dave was the one who discovered the echo pedal. He told me about it, and he came over one time and we recorded an album with it, improvised album. We actually talked about that album. It was Shapeshifter's Realm, I believe. That was the first time I ever used the echo pedal. Fell in love with it immediately. Love at first listen. And love at first listen. And I've used it on multiple albums since then. I bought my own, the exact same one that he had. It is the, I don't even remember, Electro Harmonics. I think that's what it is. Number 1 Echo. I think that's what it's called. All right, so once again, we have to figure out what we're doing. We have to do the drums. So this is Dave drums. So I believe these are Dave drums. Dave brought his wood block. Did you hear the random wood block? There you go. Dave's really good at these types of beats, keeping a really nice groove. Very good at doing that. I'm not so much. Normally when I'm doing these types of songs, I just sort of go off and do random stuff. But Dave follows the rules. He keeps time. He's really good. Amazing drummer. Yeah, first time I met Dave was in grade 10. No. Grade 11. He was in grade 10. I was in grade 11. This was in the year 1999. Yes. And he was an amazing drummer. As soon as I met him, I hadn't played drums yet, but I used to go over to his house. We lived very close to each other, and I would just watch him play drums. And so, yeah, still remember doing that, just going to his house and watching him play drums. And this was, what year was this? 2018? 2019. So this was 20 years later. Oh my God. That's crazy. Okay. So there's your drums. Let's do, oh. All right, now we have to do the LC git. I think it's this one. Yeah. So I know that the guitars are going to be good. On one of the guitars, I'm also using my distortion pedal. Because I know it starts off sort of clean, but then it goes into distortion. I'm not sure which one that is. It's probably this one, to be honest. Yeah, like right here, I think I go distorted. And then right here, I go distorted as well. I'm assuming. That might not be true. Oh, I have to do this. I have to centerize all the guitars. That's interesting, because obviously I know I really like the addition of the distorted guitars in this song because it's so memorable once the distortion kicks in. But when you isolate this track that has the distortion, the first couple parts, like the clean parts, aren't really how I picture the song. So obviously the second guitar track is affecting the sound as well. So let's listen to the second guitar, which is RC Git. Oh man, I love that so much. I could just listen to that on repeat. Yeah, you can tell I'm finger picking the guitars here. I'm finger banging the guitars because you can hear the very first chord I play, I hit a high string and a low string at the same time. Right there. There are two notes going on there. And so I know for sure that I'm finger banging the guitar. I forgot to make a fingering joke in my previous video where I talked about guitar fingerings. Forgot to make an inappropriate joke there, so I apologize. That I like doing that. I try to do it as much as possible whenever I talk about finger picking guitar and fingerings on the fretboard, but I forgot yesterday or the day before or whenever it was. So I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, finger banging the guitar here. That would have been doubly inappropriate if I was shirtless right now. making fingering jokes while being shirtless. I don't think it's raining anymore. I could probably open the door, but whatever. I mean, the video's almost over. So I think we literally just have the keyboards now. But yeah, I love, this is a really good song. This song, the first two tracks. So even though everything was randomly arranged, once the final mixdowns were arranged, I did pick out my favorites, and for like the top 10, I think. And then I randomized the rest. I think I had a few different tiers of what my favorite tracks were. And so I organized like the top 10, and then the second tier was randomized, but it was a tier. The tier itself was randomized, and then there was a lower tier which was randomized as well. I don't even know if it's worth it to talk about this, if anyone even cares about that. But here are the keyboards. So the keyboard track starts off with the echo pedal already engaged. Okay, I mean, it was a keyboard track. It was very subtle, sort of good for the background. But yeah, very much enjoy this track. And so thumbs up. This is a very good album. I really like this album. Very happy with how the album turned out. So I think that's going to be it for the video. This is probably going to be a record on, I wonder if we're under 20 minutes. We're at 31. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make a short video and to make over half an hour. Okay, well, I'll see you next time. I don't think it's not supposed to be quite as hot tomorrow, so I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know how to end the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay cool.